Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video. Part 6. After a short while I separated from Paul. The reunion has ended. It won't be good if we don't change directions. And then, there's still one problem remaining. Elinalise was sitting in a chair nearby and looking over here with a face like she wasn't amused at all. Paul slowly looked over there. Their two gazes entangled. Paul narrowed his eyes. Elinalise lowered her eyebrows. No good. Dad. Elinalise-san has come to help. She's come all the way here from Magic City Sharia after hearing our family is in a pinch. Even on top of the fact that she didn't want to see Dad's face, she came to help. Paul slowly stood up. He faced Elinalise and slowly started to walk. She caught onto that and stood up while tightly gripping her fist. She's worried as well. I'm sure various things happened in the past though. In order to save my face here, can't you let things be water under the bridge? Paul ignored me and stood directly in front of Elinalise. Elinalise was glaring at a high place one head above her own. An electrifying presence was being transmitted. It can't be, this is bloodthirst. Critical situation. That word floated to mind. Could it be, they're going to start a fist fight? No, it might become a fight to the death. No good. I never thought their relationship was that bad. Gisu. I exchanged a look with Gisu. Then, he shrugged his shoulders in jest and an irritating smile floated onto his face. This guy is useless. Elinalise. What do you want? Paul took a fleeting glance at me. He sent a look at Lilia and Shira as well. I wonder what it is. It's a gaze that has implication. Paul got onto his knees there, and then rubbed his head into the ground. He's prostrating himself. For that time, I'm very sorry. Elinalise wasn't looking at Paul. She responded while looking away. While making a displeased face, she said it completely unamused. About that time, I feel that I was in the wrong as well. Huh. I feel like I heard some unexpected words. Paul was still in the form of a frog as he continued. It seems like you've helped me out in various ways since the teleport. I am truly sorry. It's fine. I had a person I was searching for as well. It was in addition. Thank you, Elinalise. You're welcome, Paul. With that it was over. It was something done quickly. In between the two a small smile floated. It seemed like something that existed between Paul and Elinalise disappeared. Even though she said she wouldn't forgive Paul that much. So easily. Paul took a deep breath and stopped his prostration, then stood up. He brushed his knees with a pan, and then looked at Elinalise. Elinalise as well looked at Paul with a soft gaze. Paul, you've grown old, haven't you? You're just as beautiful as always. Oh my, I'll tell on you to Zenith. Then I can see a Zenith burning from jealousy again. It's something to look forward to, isn't it? The two suddenly laughed. How nice. A beautiful elf and an exhausted middle-aged swordsman. Somehow it seems like it could become a painting. I don't know the reason for their discord. It might have just been Elinalise being stubborn, and maybe it wasn't anything significant, I wonder. Or else, maybe it was the so-called time solves everything. I wonder. In any case, it's beautiful that everything ends well, I guess. But, I'm amazed you could endure it. From the northern regions until here, I'm sure it was considerably tough, right? Yeah, it was considerably tough. What's going on with your curse? Could it be, you didn't do it with Rudeus, did you? Never. I somehow managed to endure thanks to the magic tool Cliff made. Paul tilted his head after hearing Elinalise's words. Who is Cliff? My husband. Ha. Paul opened his eyes wide, and then, let out a loud surprised voice. You have a husband? You really mean there's such an odd person out there? What kind of joke is that? Could it be that you're just saying that on your own? Hey Rudy, is it someone you know as well? That one called Cliff. Paul looked at me while laughing. I nodded with a serious face. It's because Elinalise was making a scary face. Dad. That's saying too much. Certainly I feel that Cliff is an odd person, but he's a man I respect. Cliff, he has a bit of places where he can't read the mood, but he's straightforward, and a man who can directly say he loves a person. He's an amazing guy. Seriously. For you to say you respect him, how amazing is he? Paul received a shock, but soon wore a face like he was wrong and lowered his head. I see. Sorry about that, introduce him to me next time. Yeah, he's a much greater man than you. Paul made a bitter smile at those words and lowered his head once again. In any case, Elinalise. Rudeus. I'm grateful. It's great of you to come. Save the thanks for after this. If we're family, then it's only natural. Well then, it's about time we get to the main topic. Dad, please explain the situation. Part 7. First Paul started telling us the details on how he got to here. Generally, it was a story I already knew. The fact that they met with Roxy and Talhand in Militian. After getting their hands on that information, they crossed over to Begarito continent. Thanks to the somewhat complete state of their party, that they managed to somehow or other make it up to Lapan. And there they reunited with Geese, and found a lead on the whereabouts of Zenith. According to the information from Geese, it seems your mother, Zenith, is trapped in a labyrinth, one day north of here. She's trapped? Does that mean someone is trapping her? The fact that it's in a labyrinth makes it vague. I wonder if there are labyrinths that capture people. For all 6 years? I don't know. Paul shook his head. I continued the questions. The condition of her life? I don't know. We heard that several years ago it seems a party that entered that labyrinth saw a person who looked like Zenith. And then, that party lost track of her in the labyrinth as well, lost contact with them. Isn't that hopeless then? The fact that she's being trapped, in other words, doesn't that mean you just want to believe that? However, according to the story from Roxy, at the very least at the time they heard the story from Kishirika, it seems Zenith was still alive. And then according to the information from Gisu, it seems the time when they lost sight of her was prior to when Roxy heard the story from Kishirika. The time Roxy heard the information from Kishirika was 2 years ago. The information Gisu heard was 4 years ago. In other words, that would mean Zenith has remained missing for at least 2 years yet continued to remain alive. If it comes to that, I feel like even now the probability that Zenith is alive is high. For the time being, it seems there's a ray of hope as they continue searching for Zenith. Even if, for example, she had already died, just confirming that she's died is important as well. Naturally, I hope she's still alive, but, however, if I hear that she's died and something deep within my chest falls down. It seems somewhere inside of me I already feel that it's too late. It's been 6 years since the teleport after all, and there Gisu interposed with words. The actual situation is all based on rumors we don't know. It could be that she's already dead. She might have been possessed by a monster or something and wandering around. There's the story that she was seen inside the labyrinth as well. Paul supplemented that. That labyrinth is an ancient and troublesome labyrinth. During this last year we've attacked it a number of times, but it never goes well. We even had a gathering of 4 pros at exploring labyrinths, but we couldn't even clear half of it. It's a pathetic story. 4 people. Paul, Gisu, Talhand, and Roxy Huh. It seems like there were 3 others as well, but those girls were not pros at exploring labyrinths. Come to think of it, I wonder where the remaining 3 went. Mew, do we have guests? Just as I was thinking about it, light shined in from the entrance. Someone came inside. Oh, it seems like we've missed out a deeply moving meeting here. It was a short man. However, the only thing small was his height. He was a wide man about the same size as his height. I recognized at a glance that he was a dwarf. His long beard was shaking and in his hands was a large linen bag. Most likely, he would be Talhand, I guess. Behind him was a female in the outfit of a swordsman, and after all she had the same linen bag as well. It's not bikini armor, but it's a face I remember. If I remember correctly, her name was Vera. After she did a single bow to me, she trotted to nearby Shira's side. While swinging his heavy-looking body, the man came over in front of me. He looked over me while scrutinizing everything from the top of my head to my feet. You are Paul's son, huh? Ah, yes. It's nice to meet you. I'm Rudeus. I'm Talhand. Just as I heard, you're a man who seems intelligent. Talhand put the linen bag on top of the table. Rudeus, you mustn't approach that man. You'll have your important things as a man stolen away. The one who said that was Elinalise. The thing important to a man, I wonder what? Like pride? Oh, just as I was thinking, it stank of a woman. There Talhand looked at Elinalise. It was completely an expression like only just now he just realized it. What's this, you came along as well? Oh my, am I not allowed to come? No good, no good. Just having you join along causes troublesome things to happen after all. Talhand took a glass bottle with an amber-looking liquid inside out of the linen bag. And then after popping the cork off the bottle he started to gulp it down like that. The alcohol around here really hits the spot. The scent of alcohol started to float around. It seems like considerably strong alcohol. The dwarves like alcohol after all. Here. Talhand handed the alcohol bottle over to Elinalise. She silently received it. And then just like that took a sip from the alcohol bottle. She didn't drink as much as Talhand, but even then I still saw her white throat move twice. Gefu. What vulgar alcohol. Vulgar, then it suits you right. After Talhand put the cork back on the alcohol bottle, he put it back in the bag. What was with that exchange just now? Some kind of cultural greeting for the dwarves? No one said anything about that behavior. What is this? Now that everyone is gathered, I'm going to continue to the story, is that fine? After hearing Paul's words, I returned to myself. Since Talhand's impact was strong, I forgot we were in the middle of talking. Everyone, please wait just a minute, what happened to Roxy Sensei? After asking that, a shadow appeared on Paul's face. No, it wasn't just Paul, it was on everyone's face other than Elinalise. When the beautiful elf realized that as well, her eyes opened wide. You're lying, right? Hearing those words, in my mind as well, a certain word rose to the surface. The worst words. In other words, death. Roxy, a month ago, got caught in a trap in the labyrinth. I felt the throbbing get violent. I don't want to hear it. That blue-haired girl is. It can't be. I don't want to listen. But, she had the ability to conquer a labyrinth alone. She couldn't use chantless magic, but she succeeded at shortening the incantation. She was a Water King class magician, and my savior. I don't want to hear it. Did she die? But, I heard it. Timidly unaware, Elinalise stood up and put her hands on my shoulder from behind. No, she stepped into a teleport magic circle and just went missing. It's not decided that she's dead yet. The probability that she's still alive in the labyrinth should be high. With those words I felt relieved in an instant, but after hearing Gisu's words next, my face stiffened again. Hey, Paul. That's impossible. Even if it was Roxy, it's not something a single magician can do anything about. There is the possibility that she's alive, but that probability is. There, Talhand interposed with his words. No, Roxy is outside of the normal standard for magicians. There's plenty of possibility that she's alive. Even so, we haven't found her in a month already. We've gone searching 5 times and been unable to find her 5 times. Gisu, it's not a talk about when or where. Paul, Gisu, and Talhand were each quarreling their sides. That aloof Gisu is getting into a dispute with an irritated expression. As I thought, they must be driven to a corner. In any case, she stepped into a teleport magic circle trap. Even if she looks like that, Roxy has her clumsy parts after all. If you were to say, it's like her, it is, I guess. Well, if it's not like she's died, then I'll think about it as if she hasn't died. I can't imagine that Roxy Migardia would die so simply. I want to think that. I'll think about it like that. More than the time when I heard that Zenith might be dead, I feel like I received a greater shock. Excuse me. We've derailed the conversation a bit, haven't we? And then, what kind of place is that labyrinth? After I said that, the 3 of them exchanged looks. They were exchanging looks to decide who would say it. Paul opened his mouth. What kind? It's an S rank. It's one of the worst labyrinths around here. Paul slowly said it. The teleport labyrinth. The moment I heard those words, I felt like I heard the sound from the book in my luggage shifting. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more, and don't forget to like the videos.